So, welcome everyone. How's everyone doing? Good.
Our sixth class today.
Sixth class. Woo, we're moving forward. Yeah. All right. Welcome everyone with us streaming wherever you are. We are in the sixth class today. Let's see. Let's start. Oh, I just was there.
Right? Okay.
Ooh.
Important class.
Okay, so the subject of our class today is how to have it all. Guaranteed. So we've learned so far. Last week we've learned about creation and we understood something very critical. What was that? Can you share with me? What did we understood last class that we never knew before?
We were confused, all of us.
What's the interesting concept of bread of shame?
The bread of
It's a
shame.
very delicate balance of, on one hand, there's a giving. Oh. Okay, I'll wait.
There is a light and a vessel.
And now basically they're connected, and all of us have some part of light, I guess.
Yeah, for me it was this concept that on one hand it's in our nature to give, but you have to look. I mean, you cannot just give, so the receiving side should be ready. Otherwise, they will be, and you don't want to give bread of shame. That's what I said. It's kind of concept was in a sense new to me. I need to digest it. Yeah, it was interesting. There were more things.
So you were convinced by last week class that you shouldn't give as much as you give.
No, I understand.
You should be careful not to give.
No, I understand the reason. The thing is, like I said, I'm just moving in parallel with another esoteric classes, and there was a similar concept which at that moment I couldn't understand. So what I heard here explained it to me because I wasn't able. There was
But is it true that what you understood is we should be careful
Yes.
not to give in the wrong places?
Yes, because there was the same warning. Just don't give without thinking from all your heart. Even you think it's a good thing to do, but you got to be careful. And at that time I couldn't understand. With your help, I understood it much better.
I don't know. We have to discuss that.
Okay.
You understood it wrong.
Well, fine. I'm open.
I'm not blaming you.
Yeah.
Don't worry, but we have to discuss that. But I'm glad that you opening up. Yes, what do you want to share again?
No, just what I already said, that we have like two parts. At the beginning it was light, then it like created a vessel, and everything was good. And then we asked, we don't want good. We want to achieve everything ourselves.
So what we want to do? Great.
To become light, to give, to share.
Exactly. So this is kind of contradicting what our friend Dan said, don't you think?
Yeah.
We have a paradox here.
Yeah, absolutely. Just
There is a paradox.
all our life is paradox, so it's okay.
But the question again, and that's the difficulty of life, when we're dealing with the opponent will always try to divert that. The opponent comes from the word lasit. You know what is lasit in Hebrew?
Well, move
away. We're Hebrew speakers.
Move from the right way to the side.
Divert you to the wrong path. So that is agenda. So
Yeah, the name.
Yeah, Satan comes from the word lasit, to divert. So he's showing you reality and saying, you know what, if you go there, it's better for you. But actually you need to do exactly the opposite. So according to what I see, that's what he did to Dan. Took all the beautiful class that we shared yesterday. It's not personally done, he does it to all of us all the time. Like, because we had an epiphany of revelation, understanding that the reason why we were created wasn't to receive. We were here to give. Remember? because of bread of shame that came from the Creator to us, not the other way around, that we shouldn't give bread of shame. Yeah, we should be careful, but this is not the agenda here. The reason why we all came to this world is to share. Exactly. So the opponent take a beautiful concept and say, yeah, it's beautiful, but focus on that. You understand? That's what he does to us all the time. Don't take it personally. All the time, all day long. He uses the intellectual, the five senses, the logic mind, and divert us to make the wrong choices. To convince us that, I should be careful where I'm giving, because we have bad experiences with giving. And the bad experiences is that we always feel that we give too much, and we receive less in return. This is the balance of the experience of every human usually, unless he really, really put attention and he knows that he actually received 1,000 times more than what he gave in this world. But for that, you have to be so open spiritually to see that we receive so much more than we ever can give. Can I prove it to you? Yes, but it's not the idea of the class. But if you take it as a given today, that as in the endless we've been giving endlessly without giving anything in return. True? That's what happened in the endless. Do you agree? That's what we shared. And that's the reason we felt the bread of shame. That the Creator overwhelmed us with so much energy, so much positivity, so much love, so much compassion, so much ecstasy, so much joy. I said, oh, it's too much. I don't want that. I want to earn it. That's bread of shame. Not what the opponent tried to teach us. The opponent will tell you, give less. Take this beautiful concept of bread of shame. Say, no, don't give bread of shame. You see, you gave too much in your life, and you should be careful. Don't give.
Can I add to that? But I think that I got the concept in a way that if you give too much, you can give bread of shame, and you have to be careful not to give bread of shame.
True.
I will give an example. For example, I have a girlfriend and she always gives me such a expensive present for my birthday. And I know that she meant good, but I feel not good because I know that I can't give you the same value present. So by giving me from all her heart, he makes me feel bad.
Depends. You see, only this situation we can unpack and say, wait a second. She has a lot, otherwise she wouldn't give in such a level, isn't it?
Yes,
so
but you
she decided to give. Now, when I'm thinking of myself that the calculation of I have to return her in the same token that she gave to me.
No, more or less.
Yeah, but that's not the right agenda. But say, okay, she wants to give. Why should I say no? So by me receiving her gesture, I'm actually becoming the giver. You understand? I'm allowing her to give. It's also a giving. It depends on the consciousness. You understand? So we said before that sometimes saying no could also be giving, isn't it? Saying no to a child that wants to push his finger into the outlet is actually a good thing. It's not like, oh, come, let you do whatever you want. Take the knife, take this, jump to the street. No, that's not giving. Yeah? So that's where. But the main concept is that the reason why we came here to this world is to give. So we cannot brag about it. We cannot say, listen, I have too many bad experiences in giving. Creator, I'm giving and nobody acknowledging it, nobody appreciating it. That's our experience, a lot of us, many of the times. Don't you feel that? True or no? Yeah, we feel like that. But that's what the opponent does. Yes, we have a question? Okay. Sit. Don't stand. Why are you standing?
I'm sitting all day.
Okay. Open the mic so they can hear you.
Yeah. So to understand the concept of bread of shame that she was trying to say if somebody is always receiving from us and they're not growing, and in that case, just pulling it back, just pedaling, taking a step back and giving them will make them more independent. Is that why, like, because if we are keeping them dependent on us, that they're addicted to just receiving from us, then it creates a shame for them. I sort of understand that, and then I understand that, but this is that's one part. Second part is like you said to her, like, about her friend who's giving her expensive things. Sometimes really I feel like the universe just opens up great things for me, and then I have a shame in receiving it because I feel like I don't deserve it. Now, this is the first time I'm hearing that it's actually okay to receive it, because it's actually we are giving the other person an opportunity to give, to share, and it's only our own calculations as how am I going to repay it in kind. All this noise is only like I that's the new thing I'm hearing now.
Tell me, when you're breathing, do you feel breath of shame?
No.
You're receiving oxygen.
Yeah, but it's necessary for your life.
It's necessary. So you don't feel breath of shame. Yeah. Because if you live, what you're going to do with your life, you're going to follow what we studied last class, because this is your purpose, to share. So there is constant circuitry that have to take place. Receiving, giving, receiving, giving. I'm receiving blessing from the Creator. Already, if I tell you, okay, let's do an exercise. Put now, immediately, write down, don't think about anything. 15 blessings that you have right now in your life. 15, quick, including you. Richard, Lidette, everyone. Me too, if I had a pen. So, yes.
Marika is asking, how are we designed to receive? And say, part two, how do we know that we are not taking too much?
Okay, good. So there are rules in this world. Remember, it's everything, all the secrets are from last week class, and we continue it this week because now we break down the understanding of sharing. How to have it all is through the vehicle called sharing. It's not through the vehicle called calculation and not giving in the wrong places. This is not the right calculation. That's coming from our friend that wants to diverse us to the other side. So he tells, judge this person, don't give it to him. Give less here, don't save your energy for a rainy day, and so on and so on. That's how it works, okay? But we are on one end vessel. On one end, we are creator. Remember, because the DNA of the structure of who we are is the creator DNA. And that's where the paradox started. So we are constantly in this world living in a paradox. I want to receive, but deep down inside of me, I want to give. So sometimes the giving, the deep down, got so deep down that I forgot about it. So I'm always like focusing me. That's the voice of the desire to receive for oneself alone. So now we're trying to awaken this original desire, why we chose to come down here, which was not to receive, which was to give, because that's the only thing that we couldn't apply in the upper worlds. That's the only thing. We had everything in the upper world from A to Z, but the only thing we couldn't do was to give. The Creator doesn't have the capacity to receive. It's not that he doesn't want. He doesn't have the capacity. Remember? So, but the Creator say, I want to give you this opportunity to become like me. I will create your world when we can become like me. This world going to be so empty that you can create something out of nothing, like I created you, like I created everything. So you have so much space to create in this world, endless space. You can do whatever you want. Beautiful, beautiful idea, don't you think? So the Creator created us this world, put us in this world. Unfortunately, when He created the void, he had to contract the endless reality to a very limited reality. So that's give us a place truly to create. Because only in void you can create. Where everything is done, you cannot create. So only in places that are missing, you can build and fix and do whatever you want. That's the point. But this void, the reality of the five senses, also remind us how much we missing Daddy, the rich daddy that gave us everything. The Creator gave us so much there that we remember it. So we feel the lack constantly. And that's what's so confusing to us. We constantly remembering deep inside of us, I had everything. I had everything. No money can fill it up. No materialism can fill it up. Nothing. I have the memories. I'm constantly in lack and void. And that's a duality. That the only way I can feel the lack that exists inside of me, it's through exercising what? Being the Creator. Exactly. And that's why it's so confusing to everyone. They don't know what to do. They say, oh, I have the memory, I had everything, and now I feel only void, lack. I see all around me fragmentation, chaos, bloodshed, sickness, death, poverty. And when people have, they also are miserable. So what's going on here? It's confusing. Nobody can blame us to what, even the Creator doesn't judge us because we know it's difficult. But that's the only way He decided to do it. You see lack, you fill up the gap. You fill up the lack. Nobody else can do it for you. How you fill it up? You just act like me. Activate. I'm already inside of you, which is complete, which is all powerful. Just use this part of me inside of you. Use it and you will see amazing miracles. You can take desert. You can build Abu Dhabi. Yeah? You can create something out of nothing, pretty much. Yeah? You have zero money, you can create a startup that will be so powerful. Yeah? You have no friends, you can find your soulmates, you can bring children. All of those things. From nothing to something. From something to everything. Only we can do that. And if we're not going to exercise connecting to the part of us that can truly give, and not falling into this trap that we are missing, that we are in lack, that we are nothing, that we are unsuccessful, that we don't have the means to give right now, emotionally, physically, financially, we have thousands. The opponent put upon us thousands of excuses why not to give. And we listen to him, we buy into his plans. So we don't give. And when we give also with limited intention. So coming to this class, remember, this is the exercise. When every time lack being exposed, kicks in, a lack kicks in, I pause and say, what's the opportunity? Yeah? What's the opportunity? Observe the voice of the opponent. Opponent tells you, you are lacking, you didn't receive enough, people did this to you, they're doing that to you. Yes. Ask why it's in my movie, why do I experience it, and embrace the process. That's what we said. So how does it work? This is the ladder of transformation. So in that ladder of transformation, on the top is the endless light. Remember? That's where we all came from, the endless light. That's where a person is co-creator, is totally in a proactive mode. Yeah? Is a being of sharing, is constantly seeing every opportunity of the day just to share more light. Is never thinking about, what is in it for me? It's all for him about sharing. That's the top, guys, okay? That's the ultimate, this is the goal. All right? According to what we learned last class. On the bottom, we know that this is the realm of the opponent, the five senses, limited reactive, and because I'm reactive and I'm consumed by lack, I'm constantly want to take. I'm being a taker. I'm looking for so many ways to steal energy without earning it, without processing it. Okay? This is the very bottom, and this is the very top. All of us are somewhere in between. And either we're going downwards, or either we're climbing upwards. Usually you cannot stay in the same place. because every action, every thought, every emotion will take you up and down. So the sum actions and thought that we have during the day going to determine, am I growing up the scale or am I going downwards? Okay? So try to share now how the opponent plays. We gave a few examples just before, but try to share now with us how the opponent play games with your giving. What does it tell you? How does it prevent you to share? Or what does it do with your giving? Because we all giving. The circumstances of life always demand us to give. Do you agree? If we enjoy it, or if we don't enjoy it, yeah? Let's say you're going to work, you can give there. You can also decide not to give so much, yeah? You can just be a puppet there, like yeah, just be present, but don't do much, yeah? So you have children, you have to give. You have a partner, you have to give. Life forces us to give, but we can fight to avoid to give less and less, or to manipulate the situation, or we can also give from the wrong places. Yeah? So I will explain. But first, you tell me, what do you think? How the opponent penetrates and prevents you to share or causing you to share from the wrong places? Please share with me.
When you share with expectation of reward.
Beautiful. Sharing, but expecting something in return. I don't know if your friend, when she shared with you this gift, she's expecting something in return. Depends. We don't know. I don't know what. Yes, that's one way. More examples.
Maybe by saying like, if you want to share something, like an opportunity, and it says, oh, people don't need it. Like, you can feel kind of like you coming from the good, but they kind of denied you.
So you want to give to do good, but you feel that
an opportunity for something, right? But deep inside, like, oh, maybe people don't need it. And then the fear of being kind of
Misunderstood.
Misunderstood, or even how to say it, like rejected.
Mm-hmm.
So you feel that you have the desire to give, but maybe the recipient is not fully ready.
So, okay, I'm going to share this and this.
And something in my mind says, oh, like, it's
So you
not a
think
good thing.
It might be the voice of the opponent.
I think
Yes,
maybe,
it
I don't
could
know.
be. I suspect it in.
Any type of
He's a tricky fellow.
any type of rationalization is a very likely voice of opponent.
Beautiful.
You have a feeling, you have a first push
gut
to
feeling
give,
to
yes,
do
from
something.
inside, coming from your soul, basically.
Exactly.
And then comes a rationalization, okay, maybe it's not worth it, or whatever. There are
Exactly.
many excuses.
More examples? Anyone? Mike.
So the opponent makes me feel insecure that I might not have enough to pay my bills, my monthly bills, that I might not be saving enough to fund my retirement. So there's always that insecurity.
Yeah.
It creates that
I'm
insecurity.
saving for a rainy day. That's one of his tricks. Can I give because maybe sometime in the future I might need it. Very nice. Good.
Every time I want to use a mic.
He's sharing the mic. Someone from online wants to share with us?
Yes.
They can voice it out.
I just want to send a note.
Mauricio saying that, telling me I'm not enough to share my knowledge with others, telling myself that I'm not enough to share my knowledge with others.
I'm not enough. Beautiful.
Yeah. Also telling myself I have shared enough when there is way more to share. Yes.
I feel I did enough.
Yeah. Or I can do later.
Okay, that's beautiful.
Yeah. And Vaha is
I can do later.
Yeah.
I have an intention to do, but I do it later.
Yeah, Vaha said the same thing about expectations, giving with expectations. By giving with expectations, we are already causing problems.
Nice. Anything else?
Maybe like when you want to
So,
share.
like, let's say homeless people. I'm like, okay, I'm going to give money, where he going to use it? Like, like for drugs
Oh,
and stuff
yeah.
instead of
Yeah,
food, and
he
so
sees
like, should
someone
I
on the
give it or
street.
shouldn't I?
That's it's a legitimate question, I would say. Because if you use it for drugs, then you gave him what we call bread of shame, isn't it? It means that you gave him something that he abused in the wrong way. So maybe saying no in that term is more safe. Okay? It's hard to say. It's hard to say, but it's something that you have to consider. It's a delicate matter. You have to be aware that. So that's when you have to learn to connect to some kind of intuition, something that is behind of you. But you need to be aware that if you're going to give to someone like that, it can end up in the wrong place. You can choose to go to take him to the supermarket and buy him whatever he needs, and you close the deal.
But also you can look at two opposite sides. If one goes looking for need is coming to him and he always refuses, or another one who always gives. So if you compare these two positions, which is better? I think still to give. It's safer. It's better. It's in any sense. It's I think
We have come to the conclusion that we're here to give.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line. Now we need just to find the right channels. It doesn't mean that every channel is the right way. It doesn't mean that if I didn't give this to someone that looked like a drug addict and is homeless, it means that I'm a bad person. No, I don't want to give here, but I want to give somewhere else. I will look for other opportunities. Is that making sense? I will look for safer opportunities. I will look for something that can make more of an impact, maybe. True? Okay, so there are positive reasons of that convincing us not to give. And there is also what we say like the negative reason why we give. Okay? So the negative reasons we mention. So if someone doing it with expectations, it means that I give, but I'm expecting to receive. It's happened to all of us. Unfortunately, we even not unconditional with our kids. If you look carefully, you will see that even with your kids, you are not unconditional because you have some expectations and hidden agendas there. This is how the opponent tricks us. We're here to remove the opponent from this sacred purpose that we all came to this world. Because if he's involved, we're going to generate limited energy for ourselves. It means that we're not going to be as fulfilled. Yes.
Vaha, please go ahead.
Yes, I just wrote. Hi, David. It's Vanik. Yeah, I just wrote
Hello.
that. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes. I just wrote if we really surrender to God and become limited, and we start give, as it says, as you give, you shall receive. It's not easy, but is it possible? I'm asking.
Yeah, but we have to learn what is in stake. And that's what we're trying to learn today. That there are at times many limited perceptions about our giving. Because we're already giving, we understood that. We're probably not giving as we supposed to in order to reveal the maximum light, that's for sure. Because otherwise we're all going to be very fulfilled.
Sorry, but what you say right now is a contradiction.
Yeah.
Right?
Why?
Giving in order to receive maximum light is example of giving in order for reward.
Ah,
So
you
what
think
you're saying-
you think you find a hack in the program, huh? No, you didn't.
I wanna hear what you
I'm
have to say
happy.
about
I'm
it.
happy.
That's
Yeah,
why.
I have an answer for you. Don't worry.
Okay.
Don't worry. It's a good question, by the way. Very, very, very strong question. So we get to that, okay? Remind me. It's a very good question. You didn't find the act in the program. There is no act in the program because it's perfect program. It's the program of the light. It's not human program. Every human program, maybe there is some kind of a virus, but cosmic program has no acts in it. So remember, we are vessels, we're meant to receive. The only way we can receive in this world is through sharing. That's the point. If we're focusing to just I won't be as fulfilled because it's denying the purpose why I came to this world. But now let's say I want to go on that path of understanding what sharing is. So people think sharing is very simple, but sharing is very complicated. It's very complicated. I just told you, we are not sharing in the right way, even with the most loved people that we have, with our children. We should check it out and you see that we have agendas there with our children. We want them to, I'm stealing kisses for my children all the time. So, I want to feel loved from them. Yeah, it's always because this is the way we designed and we need to somehow reprogram ourselves. That's the whole point. So as much as you reduce the agendas from your sharing, it's going to be more pure. So we share sometimes because we want to control. We share sometimes because we want to even feel good. Feel good, it's also some kind of a reward for sharing, yeah? We share because we feel we obligated. We share out of guilt. We shared only because we are blessed. And we say, okay, we share only because there is a need. Someone asks us. All of those, maybe it's okay to exercise the muscle of sharing, but they are very limiting.
I have a question. When you say sharing, you share from something that you have.
Yeah, it could be so many things, yeah.
For example, like about the time. For example, if somebody asks me to do something,
Yeah.
I have to spend some time, but other
Sure.
than that, I have my own stuff to do. Is it okay to say no? Or if you ask to do something, but you don't have.
Let's see what you think about it after this class.
Mhm.
It's a legitimate question, but the question is again.
From the abundance, if you have enough for yourself or something.
Then you give.
Yeah. But what is our nature, do you think?
Give.
To receive. To receive.
Do we feel abundant most of the day or we feel in lack?
Sometimes. I think it depends on your mood.
We want to feel abundant.
We want to feel abundant. Why? Because we are in lack.
Yeah.
So if we are lack, it's very hard to be in a mode of sharing.
Mhm.
So if you're saying, I have so much on my schedule, I have to do this, I have to do this, and someone came out of the blue and asked you for this huge favor. I have this, errands, take care of the kids, this, that. I cannot do it, sorry.
But then I'm not giving, and I have to give.
That's the reason most of the people find themselves less giving and more busy in doing their own things. So must come a switch here. There need to be a switch and to try. I'm not telling you something that I need you to believe in. I want you to examine it in your life. You see if it is changing your energy. Because we see that focusing on this mode of I'm in lack, so I have to do this. I have to eat, I have to train, I have to this, I have to take care of this, I have to work. Didn't give us the fulfillment that we wanted, isn't it? Otherwise, you wouldn't be here. You were totally fulfilled. You wouldn't need to learn something as such. Yeah? True? So if this doesn't work for us, let's give a chance to this kind of theory, we can say, wisdom. Yeah? So, yes.
David is saying that he has stopped giving a seminar that he used to give, that many people told that they benefited from. He has his reasons and excuses as why not to do that, but on the other hand, he's also feeling why not share that is beneficial even with people.
Exactly. I find it myself that I have many ideas how to share And eventually, many excuses coming to me say, okay, maybe people are not ready. Maybe I'm not talented enough to do that. Maybe, the fears, all of those things stopping us to be a beacon of light. By all means, through our time, through our talent, through what we are blessed with, everything. We don't do it even in our own career for ourselves. It's not that we don't do it voluntarily to others as just a gesture. You understand? So the problem is, are we changing that? So in order for us to change it, we have to understand that giving, in order for me to give, I have to overcome the opponent that giving me the excuse. This is the reason why we're putting pause. The pause is really to see the voice of the opponent. Yeah, desire to receive for self alone is the opponent. Desire to receive for the sake of sharing is the light. And that's answered Dan's question. Desire to receive for the sake of sharing. This is the combination. This is the winning combination in this reality. I want to receive everything, all the blessings, all the joy, all the excitement, the physical, the non-physical, the wisdom, everything. But why? Why do I want it? For me alone? To put in a safe deposit in Switzerland? No. So I can share more. That's how the Kabbalists find the right circuitry of life. Yes, Creator, I want to receive, but I want to be, so I become like you. But the Creator says, yeah, but I'm already inside of you. You have everything. I'm inside of you. It means that you have everything. So start doing it and see how it goes. Don't wait for you to receive and then share. So it's not one that disrupts the other. And what is the beautiful of I want to receive light, or I want to share in order to receive light? Because light, when you have more light, what are you going to do with it? Exactly. You have nothing else to do with light. Light is not something that you can treasure. It's after, when someone is enlightened, when someone shines, the light comes out of him. He did something to bring the light to us. So immediately become like this magnetic force of bringing people to him, and they all want to receive from that light. So as much as you have more light in your life, as much as you're going to be able to share more. And that's the right circuitry. I want to receive more light so I can give more light. The more I share, the more I receive light, if it's without agenda. The only agenda that I can keep is I want more light. That I want more light. That's the only agenda. Because if I have more light, naturally I'd be more of a giver. If I have more money, not necessarily. We see many billionaires that give nothing without any agenda. They don't even pay their taxes. They find ways to manipulate taxation. They're so smart that they can leech from every place in the world. Yeah? So it means that if someone has money, he's not necessarily going to share it. If someone is smart, it's not necessarily that he's going to help others with it. If someone is successful, doesn't necessarily mean that he's going to help other people to be successful. It's not a given. But if you understand this concept, that whatever you have and you share from it, it's going to bring you more light, and it's going to enlighten others, and it's going to inspire people to even have to share themselves. This is the ripple effect that we are looking in this world, and that's what we're missing, because everyone focusing on their lack. So they're stopping energy to flow. You understand? Someone very smart with a lot of intelligence, a lot of power, he come suck a few $1 billion from the world. The void remains with the poor. Yeah? Some politicians in poor countries, they take everything for themselves, sucking all the sustenance from all the, Who put you in power? Why they put you in power? So you can leech from everyone for yourself? Doesn't make sense. No, they put you in power so you can empower everyone else's. CEO, it doesn't mean that those people that work for him, they work for him because they're there to serve him. No, the other way around. He is there to serve them. He is there to awaken the creator inside, because he's smarter, he's faster, he's, know how to work. So if he pass his power to them, they're going to be empowered. They're going to be more successful. If he's just coming to demand from them, he's going to get exactly the other way.
Yeah, that's an association I have. That's why I.
Challenge me, please.
Yes.
I want to share with you.
So, no,
What do you mean utopia?
meaning that it is opposite to the nature of the people that we observe on Earth. We, on one side, we accept and we discuss, and it is for people who woke up and looking for improvement, for spiritual development and everything else. It is the way, what you're describing. But in most of the cases on Earth, the nature of people is really to receive. So, like anybody coming to power, for example, through the process of evolution, is a person who actually wants it for himself. So the how to bring people who are actually motivated by light, by desire to receive in order to share, because it's opposite to human nature.
Do you have okay without looking outward, in your own circle, in your mind, can you change that to that?
Oh, I'm trying.
Can you work on yourself to do that first?
That's what we do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Changing the world right now in all the corrupted reality that we see, okay, we're not there yet. We're not there. But can you start exercising it with your wife, with your kids, with the people that you love, in your community? Can you find a community of mind-like people, of people that acting and feeling the same? Can you start with those stages? You already started, you are. This is the place, yeah? And from here, you can grow it and see, okay, what's our options? Can we really make this utopia? Can we really change the world this way?
We need to start the party.
Exactly. No, exactly. We already started it. The Kabbalah started it, and it's a process.
This
It's a
movement
process,
covers
but when we talk about redemption, that's what they had in mind. That eventually everyone here is looking after ways to serve the other. And everyone is happy, because while you're trying to serve everyone else, there are thousands of other people trying to serve you. Utopia. Amazing though, no? We wish. This is, there is a story that, I don't know if you saw it somewhere on the internet, that they're trying to describe heaven and hell. So someone just died and said, listen, your deeds are equal. The goods and the bad are equal. You have the option to choose wherever you want to go, either to go to hell or either to go to heaven. You know this story? No, he said he was smart. He was smart. He said, I want to see first, to see what I like. They said, okay, let us give you to take a look. So he's going to hell. And he's seeing this party going on. Everyone is sitting on this huge table. There is so much food on the table from the best cuisine. Yeah? Everyone shaped, her hands are shaped like a teaspoon. Okay? That you cannot bend. It means the frustration is that if you try to eat, impossible to put it in your mouth. So in hell, everyone is frustrated. There is all this amazing food on there, but nobody can eat. He going to heaven, he see exactly the same picture. But what he see, that everyone's so happy because they feed one another. That's the difference between heaven and hell in this world.
Everything is the same.
Except that you are doing it for the sake of the other person, from your heart. So every time you do that and you exercise it, and it says, okay, I don't mind if he's ready, I don't mind if he's worthy of that, I don't mind. But of course, if I see that it's too much for him, I will find a different way. But I won't stop sharing because this is my purpose. What the opponent convinces that every time I have a disappointment, okay, stop sharing. It's not worth it. Because we all have deep inside, we all have this intention. But we had so many disappointments over the year, sharing in the wrong places, sharing with the wrong people, that we stop. But we just need to continue till, as the scripture says, till this love going to be accepted. Yeah?
Basically, what we do here is
Learn how to share.
We came here to create. Sharing is creating. It's not just I'm going to be serving someone else. I need to think in a big level how I can impact the world. Yeah? With everything that I do. I can also do the small things at home. I share with my sons, or I'm looking for them to follow the orders that I have to give them. It's making the whole difference in the family. You guys have no idea. Start at home. Start with yourself. Okay, what I'm looking here to receive from this person, or I'm looking to give. What am I focusing on? What do I want from my husband? What do I want from my wife? Why I have this friend? Because we gossip and we're having good time. Is that sharing? Is that moving us somewhere? All of those questions need to be asked. So you already put 15 blessings that you have. So it means it's a fact that you're not lacking. No, don't listen to your opponent. Show to the opponent, see, I'm blessed. Let me start sharing from this. And if you continue to put the list, you will find at least 100 blessings that you already have. You don't need to achieve anything. They're already there. From those, start sharing. And they're going to increase the list because that's how it works. You give, you receive, you give, you receive. So I have to change my mode from desire to receive from me only to the desire to receive so I can share more. So recall journaling earlier. In what areas of your life would you like to have more light? In what areas of your life do you feel lack of light? How can you practice more transformation now, sharing, in those areas of your life? The last part we're going to discuss soon. What is transformational sharing? But the bottom line is, wherever you identify that you have less, is because in those areas you give less. So if someone said, oh, I don't have enough friendships, it means that you never proactively suggested friendship to anyone. Oh, I don't have enough love in my life. Because you didn't give as much love. Oh, I don't have enough money. It's because you haven't been generous with money enough. Oh, I have a lot of money, but I don't have a blessing from it. It's because you're thinking just about yourself with your money. Okay? This is the rule. Wherever we're missing fulfillment, that's the identification where we should give more. Okay, so in personal meetings, we unpacking it even more, but this is the general principle. Now, the giving should be transformational. So there is what we call transformative sharing. Now, transformative sharing, it's not a regular sharing. What is the regular sharing that we all do? What's the regular sharing that we all do? Exactly. We call it sharing from the comfort zone. Or sharing only by obligation. I have a child, I have to grow him, I have to educate him, I have to take him, I have to invest in him, I have to buy him clothes. I have a friendship, I have to do stuff, you know? So it's either obligation or either from the comfort zone. We never do what we call ridiculous sharing just to exercise something that it's not in our nature to do. So he said that every time I'm exercising transformational sharing, ridiculous sharing, sharing that is completely out of my belief that I can do, completely out of my nature, I change my reality. I switch. I'm going to a parallel universe. Tell me about it. Yeah. Meaning, I don't know what is art. To feel in lack is art. Throughout your life, to feel unworthy, to feel unloved, to feel fear, to feel lack. I think that's art. To do something courageous, it feels great, especially after you die. Before you do it, it's difficult, as you say.
If you share it like from your comfort zone, for example, it's understandable. Okay, I give.
Exactly.
But if, for example, we are talking about like ridiculous sharing out of luck, like if you're in a hard financial situation, you barely have, I don't know, money to feed yourself, and now you're okay, I'm taking everything I have and I'm giving it away. Is it kind of near to impossible?
That's easy because you don't have much.
Maybe I have
But
enough
imagine
like
if
to
you're
feed my
going to a
family and then
billionaire and you
okay,
ask him, I need
no dinner
I
for
need
the
$1
next
billion
2 weeks.
from you. If you're going to a billionaire and you say, I need $1 billion for you to change the world, to bring more spirituality, more consciousness, do you think he will do it?
It's like half of his whatever he has, right?
Yeah, but he's still going to remain in the level called billionaire because he have another, at least one more.
Theodore Herzl, for example, you can convince some millionaires.
Say again?
If you are Theodore Herzl, he convinced quite a few millionaires to give for Eretz Israel.
Yeah, they still do.
Yeah. So.
They give to the Democrats too, and it's now they're saying we're going to stop giving you because you don't care of our country, you know?
Yeah.
But again, maybe they have an agenda when they give to the Democrats. So maybe it's not as pure.
How you can also have an agenda?
It's just human nature.
You just need to switch the agenda. To which agenda? I want more of the light in my life.
Yeah, but this is your agenda to have more light. It's still an agenda. This is a good agenda you can have.
That's the only agenda you allow to have, and you can be, we call it greedy for the light. When you're going to be greedy for the light, even transformational sharing would be easy. Because I want the light. The light is everything. It's much and beyond any materialism.
You have to be convinced that you are going to receive the light before you give your money.
You have to have a certainty about the large. So if it is in your mind, you don't have any proof that you're going to have it, still you have to be certain that you will get it, and that's it. And this is the way how it's going to work.
You have to trust that this is an alternative way to the world of chaos. You have to trust that it might be the answer to the lack that everyone experiences. So you try it. You try it in different places, you know. I mean, it's not the end of the world. Nobody say, you know, be a martyr, sacrifice your life. Start small and...
But small, it's not transformational.
Like if I'm sharing from my comfort zone, do I share enough?
But you see, it's all about the muscle capacity. So if your muscle right now is only... So it's already out of the comfort, isn't it?
I don't think it's like about
just in terms of money.
Exactly.
In terms about like your time,
Yeah.
for example, sharing time
To
or sharing
dare
your knowledge.
to overcome your
Yeah, volunteer.
fears.
Exactly.
Time, for example, I don't have lack of time, let's say. So if I share something that I'm not lacking, I'm not transforming. Here, what like my understanding, transformative sharing or ridiculous sharing, it's to give like from something that you lack to give you even more.
But if you never volunteered in your life,
Start doing.
exactly. So you make a different use, which is out of your logic for your time. So it's transformative already. It's all related to the vessel, to you. What is transformative? And then you will see, okay, volunteering, now it's easy.
So what David has to do to transform is very different than you or I have to do.
Yeah.
Is it somehow
It's
related to
personal.
tikkun or not?
Yes, exactly. Exactly. Because whatever is transformative for me, it's not necessarily transformative for you. And as you truly said, it's not about money, it's about everything.
It's about resource, any resource.
It's not even about resource, it's about your mindset. The mindset needs to change for the sake of sharing. That I'm here to serve the world. I'm not here to leech from everyone else. This is the mindset. And then, if I get this mindset, don't worry, the creator, the cosmos, the cosmic, the world will put in front of you the right opportunities to do it. It's the mindset acceptance that I'm here to share. If you accept and say, "Oh, Creator, I don't know what does it mean." David said, let's share out of the comfort. I don't know. I'm not so comfortable even right now. So I don't know what does it mean for me to share out of the comfort. Can you show me, Creator? He will show you because he wants you to become like him. So just share, ask. Communicate about it. Start exploring it. Start being curious about this amazing, sophisticated wisdom. Explore it in so many different ways. You decide. The world is open. Is that making sense?
That makes sense, but not in everyday
Right.
life.
For example, can be like if you're sharing something other than money. Okay, if you give some donation, okay, if you're sharing your, let's say like resources. But other than that,
You share your smile, for example.
Beautiful.
oh, this is easy.
Well, still, it's easy. Smile to
I love this
smile to
simple
everybody.
example.
Everybody you meet, for example.
No, like for me it's easy. Like
Wow.
again, like it's nothing to do, right? It's everybody's
Okay.
different.
You raise a smile on her by saying that. You see, you just shared with her just by saying it.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah, so it doesn't have to be something like
It's a mindset, my friends. It's a mindset. Don't worry about how it's going to envelop. Start desiring this mindset that I'm the creator side of me, and I'm here to serve. Creator, you want me to be your chandelier? Let me show me how do I serve. I'm willing. I'm here. If I'm already open to it, don't worry. The events will unfold by themselves. But ask for them. Cannot be passive and thinking energy just going to come. The opportunity to share will come, energy will come in return. That's how it goes. Earning. Remember, we're here to earn. We're not here to receive bread of shame. So the Creator will put in front of you the way to earn, through sharing, through sacrifice, through giving out of the comfort, ridiculously maybe if you have the merit, and energy will come back. And they say, "Whoa, it's an amazing system. Let me do it again." And then it becomes ways of life. And then you start becoming happy. Ooh, life is great suddenly. And you see everyone else is suffering and say, "Oh, what are we going to do now?" Okay, maybe we can help other people too. That's the spiritual ladder. That's how it works. You want to climb it, you be more happy, and then you feel more the pain of the world. You want to help more of the world.
I have a question. If everything is in fact deserved and that's why we have it component twice, right? So why some people they don't appreciate? For example, me and her, we can have something absolutely the same. It means like both of us deserve it. But for me, I can count it like to be a blessing, and for her, she doesn't care about it, and she doesn't respect it, or it doesn't make her happy. So how come?
if we both deserve it, and that's why we
Because
have.
how much I'm consumed by my lack determine how much I'm appreciating my blessing. It's like the glass. Some people see it half full, half empty. It's a matter of perception, perspective, isn't it? It's the same glass. You have the same thing. You see the full, she see the empty. Now, if you see the full, what does it mean?
I can appreciate it and I can't
Like my blessing, and you can share.
Exactly. If you see it as flat, how can I share it flat? Look, it's empty.
But how is she?
No, but there is another full.
But for example,
No,
how?
I cannot share from this. But yeah, but you can share from this. No, but I'm focusing on this. Yeah, but this is it. That's the argument we have inside our mind.
But how come like that? She having the different mindset than I have exactly the same half glass. Why we giving the equal, even though like my mindset, let's say like better sort of.
Because it's related to tikkun again.
Mhm.
And other places, it's vice versa, probably.
Mhm.
Where it's going to touch your tikkun, that's where your lack could be triggered, and you wouldn't see the blessings.
Mhm.
You understand? But the problem of humanity in general, because we all have tikkun, so we're focusing more on the lack instead of what can solve the lack, which is our blessings. It's our light force inside of us. So we're less focusing on the light force inside of us, we're focusing more on what we don't have. Therefore, we never actually happy. Any other challenging question, Dan?
Every lesson is harder in terms of like to comprehend or be and talk.
Don't comprehend it, just go and exercise it. That's the only way you can, and yeah, that's the only way really to internalize it. You have to exercise what we learn. You have to.
Mhm.
Small and bigger. Start small because it's safer and we want to be safe. So start small, grow bigger.
Mhm.
And if you guys, of course, that's the reason I do the spiritual coaching. When people come to me, say, okay, where's my life? Okay, so what I can do to counteract upon it. And that's what generates the energy eventually. And that's what causing us to grow in that ladder of spirituality. Guys, we have the merit to connect to a genius wisdom. Don't keep it in theory also, because theory won't be enough. You have to put it into practice. So spiritual rule number 5, sharing without agenda attracts blessing. Okay? Every time I have no hidden agenda that what is in it for me there, beside the light is okay as an agenda, remember? So if you have a hidden agenda, say, what is this small tiny agenda of I want to be appreciated? Go away, I want the light. And then you take the action. That's how you remove the agenda. Now, so that will attract more blessings, more happiness. Spiritual tool number 5, constantly shift into sharing. Okay? Don't let your opponent to divert you to say, no, not now, not today, I don't have enough. It's a voice of diversion for me to be stuck. Didn't serve me so far. I listened to this voice. I'm addicted to this voice already for so many years. Didn't serve me. Go away. Stop, pause, and say, how can I shift into sharing? So instead of embracing the light, as we see, let's change that formula. Okay. Pause, what an opportunity when something happens. Observe the voice of the opponent. Why isn't it in my movie? Shift into sharing. I don't know what does it mean sharing in that moment, but ask to be shift into sharing.
Can I give you like an example of what happened to like yesterday in the
Sure, we'll give you the mic so everyone can hear.
I have to go somewhere. So I had to go somewhere and I had to park my car and I checked and it was like a green parking, right? So I parked my car, I went, I did my car stuff. I coming and he gave me a ticket and like, what's going on? And apparently it was just like a very small space, enough for one car. And I was like pretty sure like to put my car and it was just this small space. For some reason, it was like not parking. And I got like $100 bill. So in my place, it's so unfair because it's just one space. And he even like couldn't like explain me why, especially in this place, like you can park your car. And it literally was green parking here, this way, green parking this way, and this part, no green parking. So how can I share? Okay, like I make, okay, pause, it's okay. So you have to get away from $100 somehow, you will have to pay it. Like this is way for you, like you don't need it. And then what kind of the conclusion can I make? Okay, like I decided next time I'm going to be like more careful. I will put more attention, like I will put like more attention to reading the signs and everything. But
you see, what you experience is already, we call it judgment. What is judgment? When something happens to me that I wish it wasn't there. It's taken out of me without permission. It's a total accident, what we call. You never had an intention.
Yeah.
And it just happened. We call it judgment. It means that it's already some kind of a fine on me not being enough in the mode of sharing. Is that making sense?
Because something happened.
I paused. I asked, what the opportunity? Because if something good is
You need to
happening,
accept it and say it's a fine. It means
yeah, I thought, okay, it means like
it's a fine. It
$500
means yeah, it's $100. It's been taken. It could be, I don't know, that if I did an action of sharing a day before, this could be voided.
So for the question number 3, why this in my movie, the right answer can be because I didn't share enough, even without me knowing where I didn't share.
Usually that's the reason why we have judgment in our life anyway.
And how can I embrace the process? How can I share? Okay, this is a situation that happened. So how do I share?
You accept it.
Yes.
And you learn for the future.
This is a sharing. You do what?
You do many things. First, to park right. Second,
Nobody parked, just me.
second is to know that if something like that happened, because imagine if the creator couldn't send this parking guy to a different street till you come, he could have done that, yeah? But the cosmos does those things and protect us when we are completely in a selfless mode. I tell you an example that happened to me. So I went to downtown to put my kid in a birthday place with one of his friends. So I said, okay, I put him, I have 1 hour, I'm gonna go. And I was thinking about myself and I said, I'm gonna go and shop, you know? I was a bit reactive about shopping in that moment, I felt. And I'm going, it was in Yorkville there, I'm looking for parking. I found a parking spot, it was green. Now, I'm operating the app. I'm sure that I click on the send. I'm going to shop. I'm like having this good time, you know, for the self alone. And I'm coming back, there is a ticket.
That happened yesterday?
No. It's happened a few months ago. So I'm thinking the same way. Why I wasn't saying? I was too selfish. I could have done something more productive, you know? That's what I felt. I was too reactive with my shopping. That's my processing that I went through. And that's the reason I got this fine. So I said, okay, I got it. $38. I think I went to pay, it was already 45, but no, man, okay. They stick it to me. But there could be many reasons why things happen. But if we understand that there is a reason and we should change our consciousness for the better, that's already the right path. Is that making sense? More questions? Any questions from the online? Okay, so your homework is to continue the list up to 42, okay? The list of blessing. So this is to show you how your glass is half full, not half empty. And also you can exercise this homework, workshop, groups, or even here, if you have more time, you can share with Melissa. Yeah, and people at home. So yeah, beautiful. What other announcements?
Next week, spiritual shield.
We're starting the.
Yeah, May 22nd, we have a class of lecture of spiritual shield at 7 p.m. So it's open now for. Is that Wednesday next week? Wednesday next. Yeah. You want to repeat it, David?
So next Wednesdays we're starting a series of lectures. The first one going to be spiritual shields, is how to create protection shield around ourselves from evil eye, from evil tongue, from jealousy, from negativity, from judgment. How we can protect our light so it won't be leached by others, so we can use it and share it in the right way. Okay?
What time is it? 7.